Hey everyone. Hi, self healers. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm turning 50 this year, the big 50. And I have to tell you, this is the most liberating age I've ever been. Every decade seems to get a little bit better as I remember more and more about who I am underneath all of the heavy bags of shit I carried with me for a really long time. And I mean emotional baggage and trauma patterns and all the conditioning of who I should be, who I'm supposed to be, how I ought to be, and how much space I should take up in the world. But 50, woo, yeah, this is nice. And here I thought 40 was the year for feeling liberated from all of that nonsense from the past, all that limiting, heavy BS that we all carry around with us. But I have to say, I think I'm going to disclose this first. I say it's the best year ever. Every decade, every year has had challenges for me, personal challenges, health challenges, loss, tremendous loss in some years. Um, Life has not been perfect by a long shot, but each year I feel more like myself. That's what I really mean by every decade gets better. But it's really that I get better, even, and I feel better. I feel more connected with myself in spite of whatever's going on in my life or going on politically or in my country or in my family or my career or whatever things are happening. The best part of it is really the process of becoming more fully who I am. Okay. And right now, as 50 approaches, I feel like, and I've been leaning into this for a while, but I feel like I'm extra leaning into it right now. My, I'll call it my forest witch energy, or maybe I should call it my sea witch energy because I'm a water sign. Um, but actually, I think we should go with sandwich energy because honestly, I just really like sandwiches. But in all seriousness, I've never felt more like myself, more comfortable in my skin, more comfortable with being visible, being seen, being heard. And I'm finally really able to embody my most authentic self and my full spirit. And that brings me to why I want to share this with you today, because I am passionate about supporting self-healers, cycle breakers, and change makers like me, like you. I have literally known since I was 7 years old that I was going to break cycles, family cycles, dysfunction cycles, pain cycles, ancestral healing. And I didn't have that word when I was 7 years old. I didn't have a lot of these words, but I knew it. And I've been on this journey of self-healing and self-development since my teenage years, getting my hands on any and every kind of self-help book I could find, trying to overcome trauma and limitations and behaviors and dysfunction that I learned and was normalized in my past. And here's the truth about me. I was once a hurt person who hurt other people. I didn't intentionally hurt them. I didn't want to hurt them or try to hurt them. But my pain that I carried was so intense, so big that it was consuming. It felt like it was consuming me. And becoming aware of that pattern is really what drove me deeper into healing. It just motivated me and lit a fire inside of me even more. Like it reminded me of what I knew when I was 7, that I'm a cycle breaker. And I did not know how to do it on my own. And yet I tried for a long time. And then something happened on my journey of trying to do it all on my own is that I figured out I can't. I can't do it all on my own. None of us can. There are parts of us that are buried under protective patterns, survival patterns, pain patterns, and they're so deeply woven into our nervous system, our neural pathways, and our behavior, our thoughts, our feelings, and our cycles, like our repetitive patterns, that we just can't really break them by ourselves. We need support. Sometimes we need talk therapy, especially if we need to wrap our mind around it. And me personally, I did a lot of talk therapy in my 20s and in my 30s, and it was helpful here and there, and it was helpful for a while. And a lot of times I found myself going to talk therapy longer than it was actually helpful, and then realizing this isn't really helping me anymore and stopping. And then I'd start up again later. A lot of times it was because I didn't know what else there was out there, what other choices I had for support. And I did spend a lot of time and money and energy on talk therapy that wasn't entirely helpful in my journey. But I think talk therapy is extraordinarily useful when we need it, when we need to understand what happened to us, when we need to understand some part of what happened to us, the why. Just wrap our mind around it in some way. It's definitely a mental process. And I think it's important to mention that there's no one size fits all to healing, but you're more than just your mind. So we also have to learn how to support healing in our body. And we have to learn how to regulate and heal our emotional baggage, all the stuff we are carrying inside of us that creates pain and limitation and repetitive patterns of discomfort and struggle and suffering. Um, there are really two fundamental elements that make a huge difference: supporting your nervous system and being supported in your effort, and also having your nervous system be supported by someone other than you. Because let's face it, especially if you're someone like me who has had a lot of trauma in their past or has spent a long time stuck in stress or survival mode, we need extra support. Our nervous systems need extra support. And human beings are wired for support. We're wired for community. We're not meant to do healing and self-care work in isolation. We really need each other. Here's one thing I want you to understand: whether you're working on self-care, shifting your mindset, dealing with persistent, uncomfortable emotions that feel like they wreck your day or make it hard to function, or changing behaviors, if you're not involving your nervous system in these things, you're missing a step. Honestly, if you're just trying to achieve a goal or benefit from self-care or, you know, create some kind of change in your life and you're struggling, your nervous system is the key. That's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's a step that we're really not taught how to support our nervous systems, but it's a step that makes every part of our human experience a little easier, a little more comfortable, and a lot more sustainable in terms of progress and results. So let's be real, surviving as a human being right now is not easy. Politically, culturally, economically, there's a lot going on. We're constantly overwhelmed and just bombarded with information. And we are receiving an enormous amount of information through our senses, and we're only perceiving a small fraction of it. And it's all the stuff. It's some of the stuff that we can actually process and perceive, but everything that we receive is processed by our nervous system, and our nervous system can get dysregulated. It can feel overwhelmed. It can feel threatened or perceive a threat. But the good news is that when you learn to support your nervous system, you can actually navigate your whole human experience a little more comfortably, a lot more comfortably sometimes. And when you do get dysregulated, because you will, you're a human being, you have a nervous system, it will become dysregulated. It's supposed to. That's how it keeps you alive. You'll have tools to recover faster by supporting, reassuring, and calming and soothing your nervous system. So that faster recovery time I just mentioned, the ability to influence how you feel instead of feeling like you're at the mercy of your emotions, that's what I help people develop. And it's not just one thing that you do, it's really figuring out what specifically works for you and with your nervous system. So your nervous system can start working with you. And that's what I specialize in, both inside my membership community, the self-healing support community, and in my one-on-one work. So if you're ready to connect with yourself, with your body, your purpose, your ability to thrive and influence how you feel, and or if you're ready to get out of survival mode and start feeling like what it feels like to thrive, I'm here for you. You cannot control what life throws at you, but you absolutely can control how you respond, especially how you respond to how you feel. And that response, it's a game changer. The new response, because you know what? Here's the cool thing. You already respond to discomfort. You already respond to stress. You already respond to intense emotions or emotional patterns, behavior, thoughts, all the things that you experience. You already respond to it automatically. And you learned those automatic responses through your experiences and conditioning in the past. And when you update them to the present and support your nervous system in response to feeling discomfort, overwhelm, stress, dysregulation, emotions, etc., like you're going to as a human being, you will change how you feel. You'll feel more connected, more empowered, more like yourself. You'll start peeling back those layers of pain, the patterns that dysregulate you and create discomfort. So if you're ready, I'm here. And I just want to say a big thank you to all the self healers who follow my work, who are part of my community, and also all of you who are doing your own healing work. I've been where you are. I see you. I see all of you. I see your drive to create something better and more comfortable for yourself. And if you ever find yourself stuck, tired of carrying the burden of responsibility on your own, tired of putting all the time and energy into something that's not giving you the results that you need to sustain it, or if you're hitting that invisible wall that's very real, even though it's invisible, I assure you that's your nervous system. That's the resistance created by your nervous system to protect you. And you can teach it that the change and the healing and the thriving is welcome. It's safe. It's just not familiar with it. We have to teach it that it's okay. Just reach out. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about getting you from where you are to where you want to be. Oh, before I go, feel free to wish me a happy 50th. My actual birthday is July 11th. I'll be celebrating the whole month of July like I always do. And honestly, on and off throughout the year. So happy birthday to me. And thank you if you choose to go wish me a happy birthday in the comments. I accept and I thank you. All my gratitude. So go me, the big 50. And thanks for being here. Thanks for watching this video. If you like any of the content of this video, be sure to remember to hit like, hit subscribe, or share, and I'll see you soon. Bye.